My name is Soila Kenya from soilakenya.com. Yes, that's my name. Actually, people ask me a lot if Kenya is my name. Kenya is my country and it's also my name, but I'm not even fully Kenyan. I'm half Nigerian. Let's contemplate that for a few minutes. I confuse people a lot. Anyway, I talk about opportunities for traveling abroad on my blog at soilakenya.com, and you can head there after this video to see more about that. But I want to talk more about scholarships. I made a video last time. I'll link it somewhere up here about where to find scholarships. So today I want to talk about what to do from there. So now you've started finding scholarships. Maybe you found like 3 that you want to apply for. What's the next step? This is what this video is about. So stick around. Hopefully it won't be too long if I don't talk too much. But I realized that there are a lot of mental journeys you have to go on when you're applying for things. So last video I tried to help you by telling you where to find the opportunities so you're not scammed, so you don't have to search on Google and Google has 15 billion results and you don't know where to start. Now I want to take you on the next step. The first is most of these websites, for example, in the last video I said I love Opportunities Desk. Most of these websites, the legit ones, and how to know something's legit is they will link you to the opportunity. So if you are applying to Stanford University in the United States, then the scholarship is on that. You should find a link somewhere in the article that leads you to Stanford website. Once you're on the website, you can always just now go on Google and search Stanford and see if it's the same website. If you want to, if you're like a super cautious person, which is good to be, but once you're on the Stanford website and now you're seeing this is the scholarship, you know, it's for a master's or PhD or whatever, and you're looking at the requirements, these are some things to think about, which I had to figure out on my own. Now I'm just sharing them. They're not obvious, they're not written anywhere, and it's not a must, but it's just something that will help, some things that will help you. The first thing is to always ask for a waiver for the application fee, because some universities, especially United States universities, ask for an amount as you apply, and that doesn't make them, it's not that they're not legit. If you see that, it doesn't mean that they're scamming you. Some of them just require you to pay to apply. But I always say, please find an email somewhere there to ask. You know, hopefully you're not doing this the day before, please. We have found these opportunities in good time, and we have time to do all these things. So find an email. Usually sometimes they have an email specifically for this opportunity. They have the program manager for this scholarship, or they have someone somewhere. Even if you find 5 emails, send to all of them so that you can ask if it's possible for them to waive that fee for you. You can say, I'm unemployed, or, I can't manage this fee at this time, or, whatever you're going to say. Usually they charge somewhere between $50, $100. That's about the range, but still that is money that you could have used for other things. And again, it's not a guarantee you'll get the scholarship. So always ask, always ask, always ask. The worst thing you can be told is no, and you just pay. Then if you are serious about applying there, you'll then find a way to pay it. But imagine if you would have been told no but you didn't ask. So ask. The second thing is, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't do it. Don't do it, sis. I really wanted to go to the Erasmus Mundus program for journalism, but I applied to 2 other places, and that's a smart thing to do, because the thing about these things is the next time it's going to be available is in 1 year. 1 year is far. 1 year is close, but 1 year is far. So, I'm sure you have a plan for your life. You don't want to spend 10 years looking for a scholarship, because each year it's 1 year. So you failed this time, you have to wait again. You failed, and I'm not saying that that's not going to happen. That's going to happen, but at least you're increasing the odds by increasing the places you're applying to. Also, it's quite taxing to some extent applying for these things. Some of them ask for really long essays and so many documents and so many things. You don't want to be doing that forever. So it's just do all that once, a year, and then you have a few options. So if one says no, you still have two more that one of them might say yes. So really don't put all your eggs in one basket. Another thing is start with the application that takes the least amount of time. Trust me. Also, as a writer, I am a journalist, so I'm a writer. So this is just a life hack. Because I'm always writing, I always start with the thing that takes the least amount of work, and that is something I will share with you for application, because application is a lot of writing of those essays and cover letters and motivation letters and statement of purpose, blah blah blah, which I'll talk about all those things in future videos. But please just start with the easiest, because it will give you the satisfaction to move to the next, because you'll be like, oh my god, I clicked submit, I'm done with that, hallelujah, praise all the angels. Now you have some energy and some willpower to go to the next application, because if you start with the hardest, you won't even finish it. You'll just be like, this wasn't even a must. Like no one is even look like this was not a must. Yeah, so please just start with the easiest. You'll thank me later. Another thing is always have your important documents scanned and ready to go on your computer. This is actually just general life advice, but specifically if you're going to be applying for things like scholarships, just have them. But the bio page of your passport, your ID front and back, your CV. I have like 3 versions of my CV, like a longer one, a 2-page one, a 1-page one without references, one with references. Just have all those things, because people have different requirements. Have them ready. What else? Samples of your work, depending on what industry you're in, whether you have like projects, articles, videos, but such things. Have them ready. Have your best ready, either in a document already, or however they're going to ask you to attach them. Just have those things ready, because you know they're going to ask you to get a scan of your previous university degree, or a scan of the certificates that you've gotten, or like any other education, and then you're going to have to scan that certificate you got for that course you did. So please just scan them now and forever hold your peace. I did that a long time ago, and I have been living off of that forever, because it's not often that's it. You did that university degree, that was it. So you're always gonna need it. So once I just have a folder where I keep all those things, and now my information is there. I guess one thing is a security risk can be like, now that is information, your personal information that is available on your laptop, and if someone steals your laptop, then they have access to that information. What you can do is lock that file. There's a way to lock a file such that you click on the file and you have to put in a password or something, or save it in the cloud, or save it somewhere else, but just have it somewhere on a flash disk, please, because you just know for a fact they're going to ask for it. Another thing which is not that about, and I don't know why, and I think people are just impatient. Please read the FAQ sections of these websites. Now, in our Stanford University example, you've gone to the page where they're talking about the scholarship, but there are other pages on that website. Please find FAQs. Almost all of them have some page that is, if it's not called FAQ, then it's called something that means FAQ, where it's like more information about this thing. Because sometimes people ask me some questions, like for example about the Erasmus thing, and I'm just like, guys, it's right there actually. Sometimes it's even on the page itself. So I'm just like, so what did you read? You just read the title and skimmed. This is your life. This is something that if you get it, you're gonna go, and it'll change the course of your life. How are you not reading in detail what you're doing? Find all the information on there, and then ask. If there's something you don't know, ask. A lot of the time, I'm always just, when people DM me for things, a lot of the time, I'm like, I have no idea about this, but have you thought about asking? Because as I said, I only did one thing. I've applied for a few, but I've actually technically gotten into 2, but I only got a scholarship for 1. So that's such a limited experience with all these universities. So I don't know what the University of, Luxembourg is like. Just email them, but that's why I'm making this video, because there's just some of these things that you don't pay attention to. You imagine, I think if you're from Kenya or Africa, you're used to the fact that info at what dot whatever is not gonna, no one is going to reply. They are going to reply. I think when you're used to something, you just don't think it can be different elsewhere. People actually reply to those emails because they know they've opened this as a scholarship for people. So please just have the courage to email and the time, and put a good subject line. Don't send it without a subject. Guys, I have to mention some of these things because you people, every day, I am shocked. I am flabbergasted. And then the last bonus thing I'll say is always budget a few years for this process. Like, life is crazy. Life is not guaranteed. Nothing in life is guaranteed. You might not get any. You may apply for five in a year and you don't get any. So are you going to now curl up and die? Gloria Gaynor said, I will survive. So you have to survive. Imagine next year is a year, just like this year was a year, and there's no rush. Another thing is, people have, like, social media is so bad, by the way. It can really get into your head. Now you've seen Soila has gone. Soila has already finished her master's. Maybe now she's even doing another master's. No. Please just calm down. Get off the internet and breathe in some fresh air, because you can really get that pressure out of seeing other people making moves, but we are not on the same journey. Please, we are not. That's one thing I also struggle with, but I need to say it out loud for my health. I need to hear myself say it. I also need you to hear me say it, and you should say it so you hear yourself say it, because it can get to your head. So just know we're on our different journeys. So these things, as I said, you can just fail. But that doesn't mean you fail. It means that one you wrote has not failed. That one you wrote failed. There's a chance for another one. I applied for the Erasmus Mundus scholarship twice. Before I got it on the second try, that's when I got the scholarship. I was first accepted just for the program, but self-funded. Then I applied again, and I got the scholarship. So what if I just gave up? I did not give up. Please don't give up. Please budget a few years. Be realistic, because at the end of the day, I'm here to tell you to be optimistic. Everyone tells you to be optimistic, but reality exists. So just also budget a few years, depending on your availability to be aggressive. Maybe you have time and you're like, I'm going to apply for 10 per year till I get, or I'm going to apply for 5 per year, then you can be like, I'm giving myself 2 years, I'm giving myself 3 years. I think I gave myself 3 to 4 years or something. I was just like, I was working, I think, at the time. So I was like, I'll apply for the ones I can, because the thing is, these things, almost all of them come around the same time of the year, around the last half of the year, so towards September. Some come anytime, but around September to December is when these things are open. So you'll be applying at the same time for all these things. So just budget enough time, be realistic, look at your life, look at your goals, blah, 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 and see what you can manage, because you don't also want to overshoot. Because as I said, it's quite taxing to do those applications. And on that note, on soilakenya.com, I also do consultation one-on-one if you want help with the applications. So obviously I'm just in the journalism industry, but I've applied for these things over and over, and I see the things that people usually show me and the mistakes people make and the things that I think can help you, because I've written stuff that has got me this scholarship. So at some point I've recognized a few things, and other than just on this YouTube channel and on my blog soilakenya.com, you'll find all the links in the description. I talk about some of these things, but if you want that one-on-one touch, if you want that one-on-one with me, where I look at what you've written, I'm not writing for you, please. I look at what you have already written and give you some tips. Also, I'm a writer, guys, please. I write for a living. So just saying, I'm just pointing that out. Yeah, so I've noticed a few things. So if you really want that one-on-one touch, I will leave the link for that in the description below as well. So yeah, please, these were just a few things I thought of. I also wrote about this on my blog. I'll link that in the description. But please, please, please be realistic. Talk to people. Find me on social media. I'm very active on Twitter, but I'm on everything. At Soila Kenya mostly, but you can go on my blog, and also in the description I'll leave the links to my social media. Find me, ask me questions, just ask. There's some questions you can just be asking. The worst thing I can say is I don't know, or I can just direct you to someone else, or I direct you to email the people you're asking about, because at some point people ask me, what about the Erasmus Mundus? And I'm like, I have no idea, because I'm not a civil engineer, so I don't know what goes on there. But find people to ask, either people who've been in it, or people who, or that's the people themselves who are, running the program. Or if you talk to me, I can also connect you maybe to the Erasmus Mundus person for Kenya. Like, she does a lot of stuff with Kenya. I've done a live with her before, which I will leave in the description as well. She's called Ruta. Please ask. Find people to ask, even if you're just going to ask on social media and ask into the void. Because one thing is, people just don't ask, and I'm like, why? It's free. Asking is free. So ask. I think that's the highlight. If you didn't get anything from this, people are very timid to ask and show that they don't know. Even us, we didn't know. You all are like very tiring. But anyway, please ask. So that's it. Catch me at soilakenya.com, on my blog, on this YouTube channel, on social media. DM me. I'm always replying to people there. So, and I'm friendly. I think I'm friendly. Yeah, okay. So see you next time. Bye.